sights to show you.
Fire with crown, I weep penny bob.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Want to win this mask? Easy. Just follow, like, comment, share, and duet any videos featuring this Terminator-themed mask.
Terminator is out there. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop until you are dead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again. It's that time. I know where I am. Do you know where you are? Ooh.
Aren't we in a bomb shelter in the year 2029?
We could be. Or we could be in downtown LA in 1984. We don't know. We don't know. Or 1991.
Or it could be August 29th, 1997. We're all going to have a pretty fucking bad day on that one.
We are. Ooh, blimey. Factor 1000. So, here we are, Honey Geek showing once again. With me as ever, scaring folk, waving pineapples around, is Miss Violet Impulse.
Hello, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Honey Geek Show. Yeah, fun.
It's
Fun in
fun.
fucking brackets.
It's fun.
You will have fun. Mandatory fun.
Oh, there we go. There's an album title. So, yes. So, tonight we will get straight onto it. We're not doing any shout-outs.
There's no shout-outs this week, and as for what we've been watching this week, it's pretty much the same as last week because I've been a busy little beaver this week, so I didn't really watch much. And if I did, it was things like Buffy or Gargoyles, stuff I've watched repeatedly, and you don't need to hear about it.
Yeah, I've carried on with the Breaking Bad marathon. I
Ahsoka?
did break off to watch something else.
Been watching Ahsoka?
Yes, of course I've been watching Ahsoka.
Of course, of course.
Of course I've been watching Ahsoka.
Need to know, that's all.
The latest episode was frankly bloody great, especially at the end. Oh, blimey.
I may have to wait for... I'm one of these bitches who will wait until a series has its full series run and then get all the way through because I don't like cliffhangers. I don't like waiting. I'm an impatient, viewer. I like to be able to just watch it all as one continuous story, one long go, get it all done and out of the way in one go. Much like my love life. Oh,
All right.
nearly got you on that one.
Nearly. Very nearly. But not enough.
Not quite. Not quite.
Yeah. So this week, folks, as you may have probably already guessed, we are going to be looking at the Terminator franchise.
Oh, yes. And there's part of this little Terminator thing that we're doing. On the day that this video drops, this mask right here that I painted up myself, a Terminator themed mask, very much like my own.
It's
Are the same mask. This will be getting given away on TikTok. And on TikTok only, I'm afraid, for my YouTube viewers. I may do something for you guys later on down the line. We'll see.
Hey, if you're not signed up to Cali on TikTok,
get on it.
get on it.
Yeah, get on it.
Get on it. Now, we'll wait. Hold on.
But yes, so Terminator theme mask going up for giveaway on TikTok. If you want to be in for a chance to win it, get over on TikTok. Keep an eye out for the details coming soon.
Tickety talk. I won't be on it because I'm too old for TikTok.
Chances are the videos for that giveaway will drop before this drops over on TikTok. So if you follow me from TikTok over to YouTube, you will already know about this giveaway.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Well, I mean, that's the Terminator franchise in the whole, isn't it?
No, that's Doctor Who.
Well,
Voicey laugh.
Continuing onwards, the Terminator franchise.
The Terminator franchise. As you all know, if any of you have been watching this show, you know I am a sucker for time travel. You know I love it.
Same, same. Well, I think for me, well, we'll jump straight into the how we encountered it, where we first come across this wonderful franchise. And for me, I'll go first, my show.
Yeah. I'm full.
Whatever.
I'm supposed to be fucking hosting, but
I'm sorry. Okay, you go.
fuck me. I know. Thank you very much. Let's have a bit of order. So, Violet, where did you first see Terminator?
Well, Guy, it's funny you should ask. I'm leaving this in. I'm leaving this in. Totally fucking snap my character there. Nice one. Compose myself. Continuing, funny you should say, Guy. I actually first come across Terminator because when I was a lot younger, I had a fascination with robots because Transformer fan, hello. And my parents did what a lot of parents did in the late 80s, early 90s, which was record shit off TV. So I had the slightly edited for TV version of Terminator on a VHS cassette.
Nice.
I watched it one time. I was ill off school. I was very ill as a child. So I watched a lot of films. That's why I have such a fucking encyclopedic knowledge. We've been over this before. But I watched it.
No.
Sorry. Fly down the wrong way. I watched it when I was ill and I got hooked. But even though it was the edited for TV version, and to this day, I still remember that, the whole knock, 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 you got a dead cat in there, buddy? Chooses the response. Well, whatever channel did the dub where they change the swear words, this one became buff you a-hole. But the thing that made me laugh though is literally right before it, you still see the scene where he's got the selection of what he picks.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel sorry for the people who are watching with subtitles. They're like, that's not what it said. But yes, that was how I first encountered the Terminator franchise. And it's been kind of not an obsession. I do like the Terminator films. The first two in particular, we'll get into that later, folks. But for me, they are just quintessential 80s sci-fi action. The soundtrack, the cinematography, the whole premise.
Well, the first one is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The first one. That's what we're saying.
I was going to say. The second one's 90s. Just saying.
Just saying it.
Just saying.
I did say the first one.
No, you didn't. You said the first two.
80s. Well, all right, the second one was 90s. Oh, fuck you. I like the first two. I was on about the first one. We're having one of them nights, aren't we?
Right time, you're mostly splitting hairs.
Pedantic prick. Right, continuing. What is you with you and the professional over here?
Really?
Well,
first fucking time.
I'm with it. How did you first encounter Terminator, Guy?
When I was a young boy, I went to a mate's house. He was having a birthday party, and instead of pass the parcel and the usual shit, we were a bit too old for that. So we rented movies. So in the same night, we watched what was it? RoboCop and Terminator. Marvelous.
Two of the best cyborg films from the mid-80s to watch back to back.
Yes. So thanks to my good buddy Kerry, nice one, dude, I got to see Terminator and not the watered down for TV version.
Yeah, I did.
Full on rental.
I know. I did get the rental version later on down the line, but yeah, my first encounter was taped off TV. But I was at that age where a lot of films were recorded off of the TV onto cassettes for home viewing. I remember I had a cassette that, because we had a long play video player.
Oh.
In the comments if you remember those things.
Gameplay can't be beat.
Take a 3 hour tape and stretch it out to 6 hours. Fuck yes. On
Yeah,
one tape, I had Universal Soldier,
nice,
The Fly,
nice.
and Darkman, starring Liam Neeson, the Sam
Oh,
Raimi, not Batman trying to be Batman film.
I've not seen that.
It's if you've never seen Darkman, especially the first one, the second two are, but the first one is really, really good.
Ooh,
Really, really good. It stars, like I said, Liam Neeson, Francis McDermott, and Larry Drake
uh-huh.
played Dr. Giggles.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll check it out since I'm doing a Tony on it.
Yeah, it's a good superhero film. If you like your superhero-y, origin story kind of things, that's kind of what this was supposed to be.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, that's where I first saw it, and I was just sort of like, time travel, guns, Arnie, boobs, ooh. Shooty, shooty, bang, bang action.
The most paused scene of my childhood.
Yeah,
And this was before HD, everybody. You had
yeah.
to squint to see that shit. You had to know it was there.
Well, that's the problem is you DVD, you get a like perfect pause. You pause a fucking VHS.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's like having a wank with Parkinson's.
Wow. Fuck. Oh, that's Michael J. Fox.
I'm seeing Calico Productions will now be shutting down. Good night, everyone.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was dark, and you just there. I drew the line. You fucking pole vaulted over it.
You're right. That's what I do. Let's face it, there is some deleted footage
Yeah.
that we didn't even dare show. So.
As soon as we recorded it, we went, "Oh, we can't let that go out." That would literally be the end of our YouTube career if we released that footage. Like, even with the context around it, it was still like, oh, I don't know about that one,
YouTube careers.
Wow.
Really?
As much as they are, apparently we're the worst YouTubers ever. Fucking hell.
I still stand by it.
Got to be the worst. Everybody's got to be the worst at something. You've got to have the best. You've got to have the worst.
Yeah.
Speak to the German football team about that one.
So anyway, yeah. So back to it.
Yes. I think what we should do is we should go through favorite moments from each film.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're watching this, then you know the plot.
Yeah, we're not going to go through the story. We're not. I mean, we do it on certain things that people may or may not have seen, Tony. But we try to keep it as spoiler minimum as possible around here, and we also try to just do our favorite moments without giving the whole thing away. In case you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite moments from the first one has got to be the police chase. That's so fucking cool.
Oh, definitely.
Like he's first rescued her from Tech Noir, the most 80s sounding nightclub name ever.
Oh, fuck.
And yeah, they're nicked off, and yeah, Arnie's chasing them, and the police are chasing them, and it's really tense, and the music's going. Oh, it's fucking hell.
For me, one of my favorite parts in it, and again, anyone who watches this channel knows me, the practical effects work in it. The scene where he's doing the eyeball,
yeah,
and fixing the arm. That for me at that time, I mean, okay, it looks a little dated by today's standards, but it does not look as dated as some CGI from 5 years ago or from a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and at the time, it won a fucking buttload of awards for it.
Oh, it really did. And that's testament to Jim Cameron's kind of vision of the whole thing and Stan Winston's work.
Yeah.
That guy sorely missed in the world of practical effects and things like that.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking legend. And kind of Terminator was kind of the film that really kind of put that stamp of his on Hollywood. He's like, this is what I can do. And you've got to remember that for its time, Terminator was a relatively small budgeted movie.
Yeah. It started out with a budget of 4 million, which got boosted to 6.5.
Mm.
So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, even for mid-80s, that was still a small budget film. I mean, you consider that what Aliens came out, what, 2 years later, and how much budget that? Just saying, you know.
And while we're on the subject of numbers, 6.5 million, and it raked in 78.6 million. So, where the chicken dinner?
Still took it 7 years to get a sequel, though.
Yeah, well, you know, Cameron was a busy boy, wasn't he? Did the Abyss.
And Arnie was a busy boy as well, because that was why he turned down Predator 2, because he was just in the pre-production stage of T2.
Yeah. You know, they were both busy boys.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Aliens, The Abyss. He wrote the script for Rambo 2, such as it was, but there's a script in there.
Yeah, yeah. And Arnie was doing all the action films, Predator, Commando.
Yeah, Terminator fucking made him.
Oh, definitely.
17 lines in the whole film.
But you remember them.
Yeah.
You know, you remember those lines, the fuck you asshole, I'll be back.
Apparently Struggle Like Football, I'll be back. It's the aisle.
Yeah.
Struggle like a bless him. Bless the Arnie.
Slight tangent here. I do remember, I can't remember whether it was a special feature on a DVD or something in a documentary that I saw many, many years ago. But it was with an interview with the vocal coach who worked with Arnie to get over that bit. And he basically kind of went through like how to sort of help Arnie repronounce the words so that it came across clear enough, but still sounded ever so slightly off. Because they didn't want him to sound completely human. And I think that's one of the subtleties with a lot of the Terminator lines is it's like nowadays where you put if you were to put that text through a text-to-speech thing, like that. So it kind of worked in my, retrospective hindsight looking back at it. It's like, well, you listen to text-to-speech apps now, they do sound like that on certain words. You know, it's an ever so slight mispronunciation, but you still get what they're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, quotable lines. One of my favorite scenes in the entire film. Doing another one. The police shootout in the precinct.
Oh fuck yeah!
That is just tense. Sarah's trying to get away from the Terminator. The Terminator's trying to get to her. Kyle's trying to get to, Kyle Reese is trying to get to her to get away. There's all these different things going on. And the policeman, what was his name?
Bukovic.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah. He's like, you can see when he dies, he's like, oh shit, maybe they're right. Like, oh shit. But yeah, I love that scene. That scene made the film for me, and the finale.
Yeah.
Stop motion.
Oh.
But again, for its time, for the budget.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fucking, it's great. It's a great film. It's so tense and it's so fast paced.
Oh, definitely. Again, this goes back to what we said in previous episodes where, our films getting too long nowadays. The original Terminator film was what? Hour and 40, I think.
If that,
yeah. So again, if you've not watched Terminator, go and fucking watch it.
If you've not watched Terminator, what are you doing watching us?
Yeah. Go and watch that and then watch us.
Yeah, if you've not watched Terminator, then you're not a geek.
Exactly.
You're not in our key demo. Go away.
No. I suppose then we'll talk quickly about the soundtrack for the original film. I was listening to it earlier. Brad
Fiedel. Brilliant.
Yeah, some of the best synth work from that time period that I've heard since that time period, really. I mean, I've heard some stuff nowadays that pays homage to that old
Yeah.
wave stuff, and it's almost there, but it's not quite.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love the Terminator theme. Any variation of it, covers, guitar versions of it, whatever, I will listen to that. It's
It's
just,
hard to cover. It's in a really complicated time.
yeah.
It's in a 13, 16 time signature, which is fucking hard to tell you. I can tell you, being a musician, I can tell you that's fucking hard to play.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
That's why it's a bit jarring. It's done on purpose.
Yeah. Doo-doo, doo, doo-doo,
Yeah, it's that sort of
doo.
it's robotic and a bit
Yeah.
off.
But
So
yeah.
it's clever. It's clever.
And I must admit though, the minute you hear those beats, the doo-doo, doo, doo-doo, you instantly know what that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's like the na 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 na. You know, that's just instant. It's a pop culture thing. It's in the zeitgeist out there in the universe. You hear those bars, you know what you're watching.
It's called a hook.
An earworm.
Mm.
But right then, moving on.
Swiftly on. Terminator 2.
Judgment Day.
Ah! Violet, where did you first see this?
I first saw it as a family film night not long after it first came out on VHS. Again, I was a little bit too young to go and see the first one. You went to cinema, didn't you, bastard?
Several times and for free.
Okay, right, good night. Bye, everyone. I'm fucking kidding. I'm not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. But no, lucky you. Not jealous at all.
My sister used to work at the Odeon. Free tickets for me.
Look, you're making me that anxious. My mask is twitching.
Free
Anyway,
popcorn.
so
Free popcorn
Terminator
too
3.
if her best mate was working.
But yes, I watched it as a family film night. Loved it, and I was one of those kids who had the whole range of action figures to go with the film. That was toys for an R-rated film.
Yes, of course.
It was at that time period in the 90s where things like Beetlejuice, Rambo,
Yeah.
RoboCop, you know, all these
Yeah.
the kids really should not be watching. We're getting action figures. It's like, oh well. But yeah, I had the action figures. I had the Arnie with the swappable arm. I had the motorbike. I had the car. I had a T-1000. If you pressed his legs together, his butt cheeks flew over his head and launched missiles out of them. I don't remember that scene in the film, but apparently there's an action figure of it.
Oh, yes, that deleted scene.
Oh yeah, where he shoots poop missiles at them from his overhead bum cheeks.
Yeah.
Maybe it was meant to simulate that bit where he gets blown up. You know, I don't know. One cool one that I did have though was the White Hot Liquid Metal Man. That was what they called him. They didn't call him the T-1000. They called him the Liquid Metal Man. The action figure line. That's what he was called. But I had one that was called the White Hot one, and basically it was a color change one between hot and cold water.
All right.
And I think NECA did do their own version of that a few years ago to pay homage to the old Kenner toys. Big up Kenner toys.
Yeah, Kenner.
I still got some of their gargoyles somewhere. I will do that.
Moving on.
We will cover gargoyles.
Yes, coming up in season 7, folks.
Continuing. Terminator 2. You saw it at the cinema. I saw it at home.
Yes. I tell you what, as a young lad, seeing that spectacle in the cinema with that sound, oh, God, wow, Jesus Christ. Oh. It made a young boy's heart flutter.
Among other things, I'm sure.
Oh, no, there's no boobs in it.
I know. But yeah, so favorite bits from T2.
Oh, blimey. Your cars, your boots, your motorcycle. Love that.
I must admit, the bit that always makes me laugh every time I see it. It's that first bit where he walks into the bar and the waitress is just sort of coming out of the kitchen. She goes,
Yeah.
oh, Oh,
Oh,
like she's shocked at first, and then just sort of looks him up and down, like, "Oh, all right, hello." But yeah, that bit, that intro.
that's one of my favourite bits. Again, the chase through the storm drains. Let's face it, that location in LA, those storm drains have been used for so much. It's
Oh
iconic.
God, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they appear in more films than you realize.
Yes,
One of
they
those
do.
locations that's doubled for a lot of things in a lot of films.
Mm,
I mean, I remember one Saturday night when my mum and my sister were working at a Chinese restaurant. It was me and my dad at home. I was maybe 10.
mm,
We decided to watch Terminator 2. But this time, after watching it for like the 100th time, we decided on certain things. We were going to slow it down to see if we could work out how they did the effects and everything.
mm.
And you can see it more clearly now on, as we said earlier, HD copies and DVDs and all that kind of. You can see it a lot more clearly now. But we saw on an old VHS the fact that when the lorry comes off the ramp and crashes down, the windows fall out of it. But it cuts to the next scene and the windows are back there.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously, continuity is not great when you're working with stunt things like that. But
Well, no, but you're also chucking a truck off a bridge for real. So,
again, we have to mention this. A Terminator, although it was a big pioneer for early CG with the T1000,
mm,
pretty much everything else was still done practically. The
yeah,
car chases were done with stunt people, the bike chases, everything. The little silver effects that pop up when T1000
they
gets
shot.
shot, they're
Mm,
actually practical. They're like
yeah,
flowers stuck up underneath the thing, and on cue they pop, 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 pop. They pull them, and
as we saw
yeah,
on Light and Magic.
yes, yes, that's where I got it from. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's very much like you look at it, and it's like, oh, nowadays that all that shit would be literally everything fucking CG.
Yeah,
But to think that was a film from 92,
yeah,
91, it says here 91.
yeah. It did good. Yeah,
We got it 92 over here in the UK, I think, because of how it came
I
out, I think.
I believe so. I don't know. I was just too busy watching it over and over at the cinema, so I didn't care.
But yeah, it was still practical effects, early CG, and
Mm.
it's
Oh, that's another bit I love when he's T1000's like the lino floor.
with the twin
Remember that?
cops.
Yeah,
That I must admit that did impress me seeing that like going from the tiled floor all the way up. Like,
he's Lino Terminator. I love it.
yeah, he's the Linonator. Need your keys, your car, and your lino flooring.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that I mean, Doctor Silverman again comes back. Bless him.
Yes, yes, he was in the
Um,
first one.
he was, and I just loved him shitting himself at the sight of T1000 swapping through the bars there.
Oh yeah. I think what's really cool about that is you can almost see that moment of realization of, oh
Mhm.
shit, she was telling the truth.
Yeah, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah, like which they did. We'll get into it later, but they did kind of carry
Mm.
that story on in Sarah Connor Chronicles and number three, sort of more of a cameo than any fucking thing else. But
Someone's got no.
anyway, my one of my favorite scenes from Terminator 2 is the whole chase and steel mill thing. Basically, after they've blown up
Mm.
Cyberdyne, that whole last part of the film,
Yeah,
chase and then the fight in the steel mill, just that whole part of it, to me, is a filmmaking masterclass. It
yeah,
really is. You've got multiple stunts. They flew a real helicopter under a bridge. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, even the stuntman was like, I ain't sure about this, but I'll try.
Mm.
You know, when your stunt guy is like, this is sketchy. Like,
Yeah. We'll
but they did
get
it.
away with that now.
They did it, and it's the chase with the helicopter is just fantastic. Again,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, the music, the shots, the angles, everything, the intensity of that chase.
Yeah. I mean that whole thing is just a masterclass.
Yeah, well, I mean,
How to do it. Tense action.
yeah, I mean, there's a reason why it's now considered one of the best sequels ever made.
Mm.
And I think something about James Cameron doing the follow up to a mega film. Aliens and Terminator 2 are considered two of the best sequels to their respective franchises ever.
Yeah, I think they are one of the best. I think they're both
Oh yeah,
probably the best sequels, just period.
exactly, exactly. I think they're only kind of eclipsed slightly by the likes of Star Wars.
But
There's
yeah,
more of them. There's more of them.
Empire Strikes Back, of course, is in a class of its
Let's just forget Phantom Menace. Moving on. Your favorite parts of T2?
We already did that, but I've got loads more. I
Okay,
mean, pretty much the whole fucking film.
yeah, yeah. From start to finish, it's a fucking amazing film.
Mm.
Amazing film. Right then, that's it. Because there was no more films. At least to me, there wasn't.
Oh, here we go with the hatred. Stop being a hater. Stop being a pacifist.
Haters gonna hate. What can I say? Anyway, go on then, guy. Carry on.
T3, Rise of the Machine. I didn't mind it. I thought it had some interesting ideas.
I kind of liked it. I liked some of the ideas it presented. The whole fact that Judgment Day was kind of inevitable. I mean,
Yeah,
the whole thing
I
for
like that.
the whole thing for me between 2 and 3 was a company like Cyberdyne would not have just one bloke in one building working on such a big project. There'd be
Mhm.
copies of files everywhere. So the designs and the specs and everything, even if there wasn't a working prototype, the designs and specs would have been sold off to recoup losses.
Mm.
And they kind of mentioned that in the third one, and I'm like, see, I like that idea that just because
Yeah,
Cyberdyne was destroyed doesn't mean that Judgment Day stopped. It's just been pushed back.
yeah.
No matter what you try, it's going to happen.
That's the thing. I mean, it's what's it? It's he doesn't have to stop Judgment Day. He has to survive it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the it. That's the
I like that. I enjoyed that aspect of the film.
yeah, and that for me kind of was like I said, I liked the premise that Judgment Day is inevitable.
Mm.
It will always happen, and the Terminator designs were slightly different enough to see that another different company took over.
Mm.
I liked the idea of the TX, a kind of combination of the two Terminators, where it's got liquid metal skin, but it's got the skeleton underneath. I liked that
Yeah.
idea. What I didn't like was the fact that it was a 12A.
Mm.
I didn't like the fact that Arnie's character was. There was humor in the second one from Arnie's
Mm.
character, from the Terminator itself. You know, the lines like "Hasta la vista, baby," and when John's trying to teach him things, that kind of stuff. There's natural kind of humor in that. And if you've seen the T1000 edition where he tries to do that smile,
Yeah,
like there's
that's
moments,
brilliant.
there's moments in there that do make you giggle, right?
Yeah.
But in number 3, it seemed more like the Terminator became, I don't want to say an idiot, but like the whole talk to the hand thing, that just,
Mm.
and putting the star glasses on and then taking them off and crushing it. Okay, as funny as it was for the first viewing, it was very much like, this does not feel like a Terminator film to me. It from the get go to the end, it didn't feel like it was a Terminator. It felt like it was Terminator fan fiction at best. Sorry, sorry, but it did for me. I can understand why some people like it, but I don't hate it,
Mm.
but nor do I like it. I'm kind of like, if I'm doing a series watch, I'm watching all the films for one particular franchise. Yeah, I will watch it, but I'll probably be on my phone half the time.
Mm.
So that's my thoughts on number three. Although I did like the crane chase sequence. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
That reminded
that
me
was
of
really cool.
that would reminded me of old school Terminator.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the film happened, and I wanted to die.
Mm. Well, we'll move on then. So next we would have.
Your thoughts of number three, if you want, go for it.
No, I did. I'm pretty much the same as you. I enjoyed it. I think more than you, but I'm a little more tolerant.
Okay, then moving on. We get to
Terminator Genesis.
no, it was Salvation before Genesis.
Oh, of course it was.
It was the
Yes,
Bale one,
Salvation.
where Christian Bale had his meltdown.
Yes, shouty, shouty Christian Bale.
Oh yeah,
He's a
I am
shouty
John
man.
Connor.
Um, Again, parts of this film,
Mm,
yeah, I enjoy. Christian Bale shouted too much.
yeah, I mean, I don't know whether this was bad writing or bad acting on his part or what, but it just seemed to me, and I had this discussion with someone recently, that
Mm.
if you watch that film, John Connor is basically famous for being John Connor.
Yeah,
Like he's not even the head of the resistance like it was made out to be in the first two films.
yeah,
He's basically just a low level grunt. He doesn't really do anything overtly heroic until right at the end where he goes and saves Kyle Reese, but that's saving his own ass.
mm,
So he's doing these radio broadcasts, and all these people are listening to him like he's some sort of fucking messiah. And it's like, dude, you've done nothing.
yeah,
You've literally done nothing. Like these people follow you. Why? Because you're John Connor. It comes across as he's the savior of humanity because he says he's the savior of humanity. So people just like him because he's John. It just,
yeah.
I
See
think.
that? Yeah, that
Oh, the
annoyed me.
lighting
Oh,
went.
sorry, Mum. What's happened here? Ooh,
Have you
problem.
broken it?
I hope not. Well, fuck.
Shit.
You fucking Christ.
Gotcha. There you go.
Fucking Stevie Wonder now.
Once Guy regains his vision, we will get back on track.
Hello? Are you there?
All right, Hans Molman.
Yeah.
But
Oh no, you've done it.
yeah, Terminator Salvation.
It's the worst, I think, of the series.
Uh,
It's got Michael Ironside in
for it like 5 minutes. It's again for me like number three. I don't mind it, but for me, it's the least entertaining.
it. I actually enjoyed the story of the Terminator more than the John Connor stuff and the Kyle Reese stuff.
See, what I think should have worked better for this is cut out the human Terminator, whatever he was, guy,
Mm.
and they should have focused the story on John Connor first encountering Kyle Reese and sort of seeing that bond
Mm.
form between them, because you know as a viewer that at some point they're going to trust each other enough to send him
Yeah.
back through time. And one plot hole for me that Terminator Salvation opened up is in the first three films, it's always reported that Skynet did not know who John Connor's father was. It was listed as unknown. You even see it in number two when the T1000 does the search. It says mother,
Yeah.
Connor, Sarah, father, unknown. Now, all of a sudden, in Terminator Salvation, Kyle Reese is on the kill list because they know he's John Connor's dad.
Yeah. Yeah, that needed a
Um,
bit.
when did they find his?
Yeah. That needed a bit of tightening up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I don't like Salvation. It opens
Mm.
up a few plot holes that make you go, hold on a minute. If they knew, why not wipe out Kyle Reese instead of Sarah Connor?
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, I didn't like it much. I can tolerate it. I can watch it, but again, it just
It is the worst, I think, of the
it's
franchise.
boring. It's boring.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it. It's boring. Couple of
It's
good
got,
action scenes, but other
I
than
was going to
that,
say, it's got some set pieces apart from that. Yeah.
yeah, it's boring. And yeah, it's okay. Then moving on to the next
Moving on.
franchise. Here we
Genesis.
go. Genesis, yeah, or Genesis, or
Genosis.
yeah, Genosha. Yeah, they're gonna go hang out with the X-Men.
Yeah.
This one, oh dear, oh dear. What?
It's for whole thing's an alternative timeline, isn't it?
Cue the Marlon Brando. Look how they massacred my boy. Just what were they thinking?
They were thinking about ooh cash.
I know they were thinking all cash and to
Ooh.
try and kind of soft reboot the franchise with new actors and all that kind of stuff. I get it. It was kind of the trend when it came out that all movies were doing this Halloween, all that kind of stuff. They were all fucking doing it, right? And I hate Terminator Genesis because it kind of just pisses on everything that was great. Like the calling the Terminator Pops, having him work a construction
Mm.
job, like just all these things. They built a time machine in 1984. What? I just and
Yeah.
and the casting of Kyle Reese, right? You go from skinny yet athletic looking dude to Jai Courtney, who ain't a small dude, and in my opinion, not a very good fucking actor either.
Mm.
I've only ever seen him in one other film, and I fucking hated him in that.
Yeah,
Which
it looks like a bank manager.
Divergent. I see on
Mm.
Divergent, and I didn't like him in that. The casting of Sarah Connor with Amelia Clark wasn't bad,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
but I think you could definitely tell the studio were like, "Oh, Game of Thrones fans will watch it because she's in it."
Yeah.
You can definitely tell it was very much that kind of casting choice. It was casting via popularity. Not that she's a bad actress, because she is not. But as a Sarah Connor, perfect fit? No. Did she do a good job? Yes.
Mm. I did like the what's it, the redoing of some of the scenes.
I did like that. The beginning bit was good.
Yeah,
I
because you
can
got
say that.
because they're going, oh look, there's young Arnie, we got him there. Oh, well, we can do. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was a little uncanny valley for me, that, but
Mm,
still, like you said, good.
Again,
Good intro.
few for me, yeah, a few good action bits, but mostly,
Oh, one thing I will actually give it praise for, the bit where they flip the bus on the bridge?
yeah,
I thought that was all CG. It's not actually. The bit where the bus actually does the forward flip,
mm,
they actually flipped the bus for that. The
nice,
rest of the scene around it, though,
yeah,
that CGI'd to hell.
oh, yeah.
But for me, I personally think that Genesis was the worst one in the franchise.
Oh,
That's my personal pick. I think it was the worst
yeah,
one.
I've gone for Salvation from my worst.
For me, it was. I just, like I said, I didn't like the premise. I didn't like the
Mm.
idea. The fact that they were
I,
fucking the timelines up left, right, and center. It
mm,
was just. It got a little bit confusing because it's like, well, if your timeline no longer exists, and how does this work, and how does that? And a Terminator got sent back from the 1970s to look after Sarah when she was younger. Well, who the fuck sent it back? Those files have been deleted. Oh, great, we're gonna have to wait for a crap sequel. It was.
I enjoyed Matt Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith playing a baddie. I've noticed
He's good at that.
more and more recently. He made his name as the Doctor, playing the hero, but you cast him as a baddie, and
He's a bloody good baddie.
There's something about him that just is unnerving when he plays the
Mm.
bad guy.
See?
But yeah, for me personally, it was the worst one.
Mm.
Bad jokes, bad CG, really bad CG, and the thing with John being the bad guy, and
Yeah.
fuck that off. No.
Well, that'll take us on to Dark Fate,
Yeah, the most recent.
which Cameron describes as the direct sequel to Terminator 2.
Yeah, on looking on Wikipedia, they do actually have a bit where it kind of not discusses, it kind of separates it out into timeline for you. So
Mm.
you've got original continuity is 1, 2, 3, Salvation, yeah, Salvation, that's it. Then you've got Battle Across Time continuity, which is 1, 2, and T2 3D Battle Across Time, which was a Universal Studios thing.
Yeah,
Then you've
which
got
we're not counting. Sorry.
then you've got the Genesis continuity. I love the way they've done this. Terminator Genesis Future War, which I assume was a comic book or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, Terminator Genesis, it's the only one in the fucking franchise that's got its own timeline because it's that bad.
Mm.
And then Dark Fate continuity, which is what James Cameron has said, like you just stated there, that this is the true sequel. It's 1, 2, and Dark Fate,
Mm.
which I'll let you go first on this one.
I actually enjoyed Dark Fate. It was nice to have Sarah Connor back,
Linda Hamilton back as Sarah
Linda
Connor.
Hamilton
She's
back again. Bless her, damaged beyond repair by a fucking shit life.
yeah. I mean,
Ground down like fuck, bless her. I enjoyed that aspect of it, and Carl.
the ex-Terminator.
Mm, yeah. But on the whole, I thought it was, I thought it was an enjoyable film. It was an interesting concept.
I liked it. I have
Yeah.
issues with it. I have issues with it.
You have issues. No.
It was it was more a case of I don't want to say it was a bait and switch where they were
Mm,
like kind of setting up that this girl was meant to be the new Sarah Connor, but it turns out she's actually the new John Connor.
mm,
That that to me just it's not that it didn't sit right. It just didn't feel right.
mm.
Like you could have said that, yeah, this woman is the mother of the leader of the resistance, and it still could have been a girl. She could have had a daughter that went on to lead the resistance, not a son.
Mm.
It was the fact that it's like I don't know. I just there was something off about that part of the story that I just didn't like. I liked the stuff with the older Terminator. He grew a
Mm.
conscience, and he's now a drapes salesman and all that kind of
Yeah.
shit. Which a friend of the show, Lee, did point out that I think the writers missed a trick there. They could have made him a pest control specialist because then he would have literally been an ex-Terminator.
Yeah.
And he's an ex-Terminator, exterminator. And I was just like, they could have gone with that, and that probably would have
Yeah.
got a laugh. That probably would have got a really good laugh. Like, what do you
Good
do,
shout.
Dave?
Excuse me a sec.
Go on, go on.
Cool. Cool. What you did? Fuck, excuse. Oh, sorry, folks.
It's okay.
Can't be an answer.
Wait for a few minutes, can't we, audience? We don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by shaking my boobs for 5 minutes.
Anywho,
Anyway, so Terminator Dark Fate.
yeah. It's all right. But this is the thing. We're having to compare to 1 and 2, which were both fantastic.
We kind of have talked about this before on this channel with certain sequels, mainly dealing with Predator and Alien and that kind of thing.
Mm.
And I think the problem is with we'll call them legacy sequels because when a film is 30, 40 odd years old and there's still sequels coming out to it, you can consider them legacy sequels, right?
Mm.
And I think the problem, like you just very clearly said there, Guy, is that there's so many films now that are held with such high regard by so many people that you're never going to top it. You're never going to, it's a high bar
Mm.
to hit. And we talked about this with Prey. For me, it wasn't better than the original, it was as good as.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's
No,
what
I agree. As I believe.
I think that's what filmmakers should shoot for, not shoot to be better than
Yeah.
what came before. Unless what came before was a steaming pile of dog shit, of course. But try to be better, try to match what came
Mm.
before you. Because you
Yeah.
might be better, but you might just match it. If you match it, you've done well enough. Because people will remember it.
This is true. But so yeah, that's about all for the films. So we've got to talk about the small screen.
Yes, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I remember with the big hype behind it coming out.
Yep.
And on hearing the unfortunate news that after season 2 it was cancelled, and it was again seems right kind of prevalent these days. It was again due to a writer's strike.
Yeah, that and the at the time there was this big thing of American companies just going, that's not getting the audience we want, right, cancel it.
Yeah,
That happened to a lot of shows.
well, I mean, it happens nowadays as well. Netflix,
Yeah,
amount of good
which is
shows on Netflix that have got cancelled because it didn't do the numbers they wanted it to do.
yeah,
And again, we've talked about this before when doing a TV show. Do it, it will find its audience. It'll
yeah.
take a while. Episode one's not going to have, 445 billion viewers.
No,
Episode one, a couple of million if you're lucky. If
yeah,
your numbers keep going up, great. If they start going down, then you change shit up. And if it doesn't work, then you cancel it. Too
yeah,
many
exactly.
shows nowadays, they get one season, and because it didn't do what we wanted it to do. Fuck off. There's people who like
Done
it.
it. Give it time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
TV execs, give it time. But anyway,
Yes. Sarah
I
Connor.
found the two seasons to be, I enjoyed them actually.
I did. I thought they were really,
Mm.
really good. I thought it was a nice kind of
It's a change up, wasn't
continuation slash alternate timeline.
it? Mm.
Because they jump forward I think it's in the first episode, they jump forward from, is it 97 to 2007, I think?
Yeah, something like.
Because that was when it was set, 2006, 2007. But yeah, very, very good show. Again, if you've not watched it, try
Yeah,
and track it down. It's
here's our
available on Blu-ray.
recommendation.
Blu-ray. It's available on Blu-ray. I only know this because my ex-partner has it. So you can get the box sets on Blu-ray with loads of
Nice.
and whatnot.
Mm.
And Lena Headey as Sarah Connor in that is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I thought she did a cracking job.
Yeah. Oh, and Summer Glau as Cameron.
Yes.
Yeah, the female Terminator in that, which the name Cameron was obviously a nod to the Terminator
Mm.
creator, James Cameron.
Yeah, she had that really cool kind of offness
Yeah,
that they have.
yeah. But the one thing I did like about that character, though, is through the 2 seasons, you do see more and more human-like behavior coming from
Mm.
the character. And the one bit that confused me is there's one scene, it stuck out in my head because it's like, they can eat. She started eating some potato chips, and I'm like,
Mm.
hold on, Terminators eat?
Well, yeah, they can do.
Hmm. That raises a few questions. But there's the expanded media for that. There's comic books and video games and
What I did enjoy Summer Glau doing was she did great head tilt.
oh yeah, I did like that. Nice little nod to Arnie because his character
Yeah,
used to do the
that's enough head tilt.
yeah. That's lower from Essex.
So there you go, folks.
That's our Terminator episode.
That is it, because I'm tired and it's hot and
Yeah, I need to
like
get
I
this
say,
off. My face is sweating.
yes. I thought that was your face.
Yeah, but the skin underneath that sweats too. I'm multi-layered, you see. I'm an onion.
You're spoiling the illusion for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Christ, next you be telling me Santa don't exist, you bitch.
The who doesn't exist.
Santa.
Well, Guy, I do hate to break it to you, but
La 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 la
you do know about the Easter
la la
Bunny
la 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 la
and leprechauns?
la 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 la. Tada leprechaun, you.
What?
Tada leprechaun.
Ow! It's got a microphone in the eye.
This was only a microphone.
Thank fuck. But yeah, okay, so that's us for Terminator this night. I mean, we're hot, we're sweaty, we're sorry, folks. The energy tonight, it kind of started off strong and we've just got more and more tired.
Yeah, we're frig, but it's 20 degrees and it's like
Nearly 10 o'clock.
nighttime. Yeah, what's going on?
Time for my meds and my straight jacket. I need to get put back in my cell.
Yeah. It's time for a cigarette for me.
They got to tuck me in my cell before they close the asylum for the night.
Yeah, they do. But we will be back, folks. Have no fear. We will return stronger.
Jump over onto TikTok if you want
Yes.
at winning this awesome Terminator theme mask. It will be signed on the inside by yours truly.
Woohoo!
And like I said, for my YouTube viewers, I may do a little giveaway, something maybe coming in the pipeline. We'll see later on, won't we?
Nothing coming in my pipeline.
Wrap it up then, Guy. You're hosting.
Oh, well, I was waiting for you to do your thing. All right, do your stick then.
Hey, give me a minute.
Well then, folks, this will be the Random Man signing off. Old T1.5. I'll be seeing you down the street there, moseying around. Take it away, Violet.
And I have been Miss Violet Impulse, your tea girl, all the way.
Ooh, good
Saying
Lord.
good night, my sweet tortured souls. And remember, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get fucking
Get sadistic.
Mwah. Night, everyone. Bye.
Take care, folks. Bye bye.